Hi, everybody. Back with It's New. Sorry for missing yesterday. It's all Mordy's fault. Actually, it's my fault. But I got a signed signature football from Saucy Gardner.
Yeah, I heard you
Um,
try it out for the team.
yeah, I had to turn them down. The offer wasn't high enough, but yeah,
He's like the guy from from the Eagles from that movie Invincible, like the walk on who makes the team.
that was a good
Yeah, you're
movie.
Mark Wahlberg.
Anyway, Greg, what are you talking about from the road?
All right. There is reporting tools are getting taken to the max within performance max campaigns in Google.
And Mordy?
Diamond in the rough. What do hidden gems have in store for you?
I'll talk quickly about Microsoft advertising revenue, how it has grown, and also about Google's improved auto completions around Trump, if you want to call it that. And I'm sorry for the background noise. There's like a dumpster making a lot of noise. So enjoy that while we talk.
Okay, big news over from Google Performance Max. We heard about it a little bit at Google Marketing Live. It was quite funny if you were watching it. The PMax reporting got maybe the biggest applause out of any announcement that Google had talked about. But there's going to be better updates in reporting. And there's going to be asset level conversion reporting that's going to roll out globally to advertisers to help you better understand, optimize your assets to drive improvement. You're going to be able to see YouTube videos and placement reports that are rolling out globally. And you can also review brand suitability and see about account level placement exclusions. We talked about that. That was new maybe about a month back. But even though we had heard about it, it still wasn't very actionable. And now we'll be able to see some of those placements that are showing up in Performance Max that you'll be able to opt out of if you don't think that it's something that's a good fit for your brand. And then there's third-party brand safety verification capabilities for YouTube and display inventory within Performance Max. So you can show up alongside of things that make sense for your brand. And it seems pretty nice. There's, going to be showing all the different assets, better reporting in there. And Ginny Marvin from Google said, the placement report for PMax itself isn't new and shows impressions for each domain their PMax campaign served on. Will now begin to show individual YouTube video URLs that your PMax served on. Previously, these impressions have been owned and operated. And then one last thing coming here is that Google's asset generation and image editing tools are going to be available for all relevant campaign types, according to Google. That's rolling out to app and display campaigns as well. And then you can be able to add, remove, replace images in an image, according to Barry Schwartz over on Search Engine Roundtable, to crop the different ratios. So pretty cool. And then there's some typeface stuff in there. But again, it just kind of Google is bolstering Performance Max, and as advertisers, we're here for it.
And is the advertising PPC community happy about these changes?
I haven't been on Twitter X or LinkedIn yet, but they have to be happy. PMax is here to stay.
I haven't seen crazy complaints. And I did look for Anthony Higman, so didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got it, Morty.
No, you go.
Yeah, just the ability to see more YouTube URLs and say, hey, this doesn't make sense for me. I don't want to be associated with this. Who could hate that?
I have nothing intelligent to say here. I just want to say that PMax sounds like a urinary infection.
It does, or like a treatment option, like
right for a urinary infection.
Exactly.
All right, but maybe you got some hidden gems for us, Mordy.
Oh, I'm always got hidden gems for you. This comes from Brody Clark. Spotted this on his Search Alert account. I think that's what it's called. Basically, it's where you're doing an e-com query, and this little feature came up. It's called Hidden Gem Stores. Now, as Barry Schwartz reported on Search Engine Roundtable.com, that this is not the Hidden Gems algorithm. It just seems to be an overlap in the names, but it seems to be trying to show you hidden gem stores. So hidden gems of places where you can buy the product. So the case where he had were shoes, and the hidden gem stores were New Balance on Zappos. A lot of real hidden gems for shoes. I'm not really sure if this is supposed to expand out. You can see more stores. I don't see that in the screenshot here, but the brands and the stores that he's showing don't seem to be hidden gems at all. They just seem to be the big brands.
Right. That's the feedback I saw. It's like, these are not hidden gems. Everybody knows of these stores. So show us stores we don't know about. Show us the true hidden gems. But I don't know. Then let's move on to Microsoft Advertising. Microsoft Advertising saw some significant increase, I think, in ad revenue. Their with their search and news advertising revenue, excluding traffic acquisition costs, increased 90%. The last time they had over 18% increase quarter over quarter was back like 10 months ago, or 10 quarters ago. I'm sorry, 10 earning reports ago. So it's been a while, and it seems like that they had like in the old days like 40% growth, and then started to go down, COVID, and then other things, and then started now going to go back up. Here's a chart showing that. So it looks good for the for Greg's pockets there.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last week with Google, where everybody's moving to smart bidding. Microsoft now has PMax. They just use the same treatment name as Google over there. And then I also wonder, like, how much of that is coming from like Netflix placements, because you can buy Netflix ads on Microsoft as well. So,
Right.
they have a lot of decent options. Their problem is always just volume, to try to keep up with Google. But some of the, LinkedIn attributes that you can target with Microsoft and also Netflix, it's they're doing a good job with what they have. They just need more volume.
Right. They don't break any of it down, so it's really hard to like see what's going on, but they're a massive company, so it's like it's hard for them to break down every little detail outside of that. But I don't know. It would be nice to see more detail there. And then talking about detail or autocomplete or predictions, or not talking about that, but now we're talking about that. There's a lot of controversy around politics right now. A lot of people are like pointing, Barry, you got to cover this. Trump autocomplete. We do a search for Trump assassination, doesn't really come up, and predictions aren't showing it and so forth. And I'm like, yeah, that's weird, but we do know that Google autocomplete does not show violence and stuff. That's part of the Google autocomplete's stuff. So maybe that's what's triggered here. And then Google responded, yes, it's about, we didn't want people to actively be shown how to assassinate Trump or Biden or anybody. And the problem was it already happened. And Google's like, oh, it did happen, and it was a mistake on our part. We should have removed those restrictions because people probably want to learn about the assassination attempt. That being said, Google's made algorithmic improvements to their autocomplete and prediction systems based on this. So hopefully it won't happen again in the future. It's always, people think it's like what's going on now. We had this stuff happen in 2018. We had this stuff happen back in the old days around Google Bobs with Bush and so forth. Politics and Google search, it's always been very, very heated. And you just got to see if there could be consistent across the board. And I think based on what I was searching for, this was consistent in many cases. But of course, you'll have people on the left side and the right side saying Google's either left leaning or right leaning, depending on what side you're on. But I think the explanations are pretty good from Google. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I know Mordy has strong beliefs on this.
Well, I mean, I'm just when I type in Trump ASS, I'm not looking for assassination.
Wow, you
Okay,
freaky
man.
boy, you. Yeah, I mean, I only saw one where when you're looking for one candidate, it sort of pulled in the other candidate, and then at the time when you look for the opposite candidate, it didn't do the same. So I see that side of things, and just I never understand why Google does some of that. And I don't think it was intentional, but that is a kind of a strange look if you are a conspiracy
Right.
theorist.
That was specifically with the Google News top stories, like showing like related stuff. Right.
This happens every time. Every time there's like a thing going on, this like one of these things pops up. You're not showing this, you're not showing that.
And every now and then I think like sports fans are absolutely nuts. And I guess fan is short for fanatic, but they have nothing on political fans. It's apples and oranges how intense they are.
Well, I don't know. I heard that yesterday Aaron Rodgers had a whole tantrum on the training camp field. So I saw some news on that.
Yeah, you heard
news. Are we breaking news? Are we breaking sports news now on It's New?
No, I think we're done with that. It's too much for me.
He heard that Barry was coming in for a tryout and got shaken up about it.
Yeah, and that is ayahuasca, whatever supply ran out. So.
Well, speaking of heat, there's still like some rushes off the charts today. So it's been crazy. It's just these 2 weeks of volatility. It's going on and on and on. I don't know. We didn't cover any news yesterday, but there wasn't that much going on outside of just the continued ongoing search volatility. So anyway, seeing some massive shakeups. It's not just politics. It's also Google search. Have a great day. Back tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.